a long time. My name is Nicole and I blog at Dabblingallday, and I, for a while, was posting videos very regularly, but it's been a little while. Had a few changes happening. We've moved house, hence why I've got a much lighter and brighter, place to record videos. I've also I'm recording this on my phone rather than on my laptop in the hope that the video quality is a little bit better. So yeah, here goes. I've got some things to show you. The last video I posted was at the start of the year, so it's it was the first day of January, and it's been a good 6.5 months since then. So I have been busy knitting things and also not knitting things. As I mentioned already, we moved house, which involved quite a lot of work, late nights. Pretty much every spare moment was spent here, just preparing to move in, cleaning and painting, and prepping to paint, which is the biggest job of all, of course. So there's been less time for knitting than I would have hoped, to be honest. And because of that, if you go and watch my last video, you'll notice I made a lot of plans that I was hoping to knock off within the first 6 months of the year. Has not happened. I've done one, maybe two things, but that's about all. One of them is actually the vest that I'm wearing now. So I wanted to knit a Milo vest for myself in this beautiful green yarn, which I did do, and I did it in quite a short span of time. I set myself a goal of a month, which was pretty tight considering that I was reworking a kid's pattern, so there was quite a lot of frogging involved. But I'm pretty happy with how this fits. I took the garter stitch, I'm not quite sure where you can see on the video, but I took the garter stitch just under the bust, just because I didn't want to have garter stitch cutting mid-bust. I thought that would look very unflattering. And I did a little bit of waist shaping and stuff just to bring it in a little bit. It's still quite boxy, and if I was going to knit it again, to be honest, I'd probably take a bit of fabric out of from the underarms. I cast on quite a few stitches under the underarms. If you have a look on my Ravelry page, I think I've got a bit of a breakdown of what I did, but not a huge amount. By Georgie's pattern. It's a really great pattern, and you can figure it out yourself. But anyway, so I've done this for myself. I've knit quite a lot of. I've been working on some gift knitting, so I've knit these two hats. So I've knit two the same. They're a wedding present for a couple who are off on a honeymoon soon. So hopefully I can get them to them before they go honeymooning. I've also been knitting quite a few more garter ear flap hats. It seems to be everybody I know at the moment is having a baby. So there's been a lot of garter ear flap hats, and I love them, so I have no complaints about those. They're so fun to knit, and I'm really burning through my stash actually with those, so much so that I think I'm going to reconsider some of my project ideas that I had. In my last video, I went through my whole stash essentially and earmarked it for quite big projects, some of them cardigans and things like that. But I'm kind of looking at my wardrobe now and realizing that I probably don't need 2 cardigans in blue, basically the same blue, like 8-ply cardigans, 10-ply cardigans, because how many 8 winter weight cardigans does one girl need? So I think I'm gonna juggle a little bit, maybe knit a few more garter ear flap hats out of stuff that I had put aside for that, and maybe look at different options for different things. I picked up a couple of beautiful skeins of things that I'm playing with at the moment, so I've got plans for yarn that's not in my stash yet, but maybe soon. Anyway, I'm going to talk about that in another video once I've kind of got it a bit more sorted, because it is not sorted at the moment. It's all very up in my head, and I need to get some stuff down on paper and have a big sort of my stash. But I've been a little bit busy moving house, and such, but also I've been trying to set myself up a little business down this way in the country as well, to teach folks how to knit and crochet, take the scariness and the mystery out of it a bit. So my business name is Just Sticks and String. So I'll probably be doing quite a bit of stuff with that, but yeah, lots of knitting in the meantime as well. Anywho, that's been a big ramble about what I've been doing. I actually wanted to make a video today because Skein Sisters in Sydney have been doing what they call a week of whips this week. So I just kind of wanted to drop in and show you what I'm working on at the moment. First and foremost is this poor yellow jumper. I started this on New Year's Eve and I thought I would have it knocked out in a week. Not a week, sorry, a month, within a month. I thought by the end of January I'll have this done. Unfortunately, bobbles take forever. They actually take forever because you have to go backwards and forwards so many times, and it's a lot of turning of the fabric. I realized after like the entire body basically that I could, knit backwards instead of turning around and purling, but it took me a while, a bit slow on the uptake sometimes. I've also had to knit this top part twice, because I tried it on the recipient. This is a bit of commission knitting I'm doing. I tried it on the recipient, didn't fit over his head. Slight problem, can't wear a jumper if you can't put it over your head. So I've, re-knit this part twice. I put a bit more on the body, sorted out the top, and I've just picked up the stitches again for the neckline. I've done a couple of rows, so hopefully I'll be able to smash that out tonight, and I can get that sorted, get it finished, and I'll try it on before I start the sleeves. I think I want to make sure these armholes are right. But yeah, so making very slow progress on that. 6.5 months worth of slow progress. Sorry to the person who it is for. I'm also knitting at the moment. I cast this on last weekend. I'm knitting a Queensland beach headband. I've knit a couple of these before. I really love them. They've got this beautiful antler cable detail through them, and I'm using a spare set of needles as to hold my my live stitches at the bottom. You use the word has completely escaped me, but you cast on essentially leaving live stitches at the bottom. So when you finish, you can graft them together. But yeah, I love this. This is Terra, which is a fiber company yarn, and it's just so lush to knit with. It's alpaca and wool and silk, and it's just beautiful. This is gift knitting. This is for a friend whose birthday it was 3 months ago. So I'm really onto the gift knitting at the moment. Anyway, that's coming along really nicely, and I really love it. I think I'm going to run out of yarn though. I've only got this much yarn left, and I'm maybe halfway around the head. So I think I'm going to do what I did with my 2 Queensland beach headbands that I've already knit, which is to I'll do some black for the back of the head. I think it looks quite neat actually. Just do it in a rib rather than in the pattern, and it's a bit quicker, so it means that I should finish it in no time. The other project that I wanted to share with you, and this is quite a long-term project. I've been working on this for a few years, and I haven't actually probably touched it in a year, but it's a memory blanket, and I haven't done much on it. I haven't done many squares on it recently, but it's got it's got lots of different fabric in it, and I actually cast on a few like in the hope that I would get some done, and I haven't touched it. So I think this is in my very immediate future to do a bit more work on this, because they're so quick and easy to knit, and they're just like, I've got them ready to go. Come on, Nicole, get it together. Anyway, and I've got, oh my goodness, I've got a lot of yarn there to put on it as well. Interesting. That's a very full bag. Anyway, if you would care to share what you are also working on, as I said, Skein Sisters are doing a week of whips on Instagram. So tag your post, hashtag week of whips, WIPS, work in progresses, and yeah, let me know what you've been up to, or let them know what you've been up to. It's kind of fun seeing what everyone's working on. A lot of people have a lot of whips, and some people have not many at all. So it's yeah, it's been really fun to see everyone's works in progress. Anyway, have a great day. Good to see you again. Bye.